Hello, good morning, and welcome to my page. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today. And today's topic, what we're going to be discussing, is how to embrace change through renewal. So, one of the big things, if embracing change is difficult for you, which is really difficult for everyone, but if you find that embracing change is extremely difficult for you, I want to challenge you to reframe your mindset through renewal. And so that is what we're going to be discussing today. And if this is your first time tuning with me, welcome. My name is Apollonia Cross, and I am a mindset and wellness coach who specializes in helping mompreneurs learn how to use planners and journals to help them improve their self-care so they can learn how to create a healthy lifestyle for themselves and their family. And so today I was inspired by a verse in the Bible, Romans 12 and 2, for those of you who are Christian based or faith based. Or if you're wanting an extra reference, this was the inspiration for today's topic was on renewal. And so I'll read the verse to you really quickly. And this is from the which version? This is from the TPT The Passion Translation, and it says, stop imitating the ideals and opinions of the culture around you, but it be inwardly transformed by the Holy Spirit through a total reformation of how you think. This will empower you to discern God's will as you live a beautiful life, satisfying and perfect in His eyes. What, honey? No, not right now. Go sit down, okay? And so I wanted to really bring that up because we are in such a big transition of change and renewal. Not only are we in a big transition of a people and the country and the world of coming out of this crazy season of COVID and all of these changes that's happening within our countries, within our cities, and just all over. We're also going through huge, major changes within ourselves, within our families, and there's so much renewal happening, as well as with the season. We're going from spring to summer, and for some of us, it's like summer already. Like it's the beginning of June. And like since the end of May, I'm here in Northern California and we've had like triple digit weather. And it's like, wait, we're still in spring. Like I'm not ready for this change. I'm not ready for this hot summer just yet. Give me a little bit more time to ease into this, right? And so I wanted to bring that up because maybe you're also feeling like this right now with just life, right? Like life has been crazily happening to us like that. Like everything's changing constantly. And we're like, look, I just need a break. I just need a minute. I need a break because we're tired. And that is totally okay to feel that way. But the great, beautiful thing about change is there is growth, right? Because anytime we are staying too stagnant and we're staying stuck, we are also being in this process of decaying. And so that is where that anxiety comes in. That is where that frustration and the stress comes in and the depression kicks in, right? Because we're not happy. We're not satisfied because we're going down. We're not changing. We're not growing and elevating. So whenever we're in that downward spiral, we need to work very hard and very diligently to get ourselves back on that upward spiral. And change is not easy, right? It's difficult, it's frustrating, and there's a lot of things that we have to uproot and change about ourselves that we may have gotten really comfortable with over the time period, right? Because we may have been in a difficult season and we did what we had to do during that in order to survive and make it through that season. Well, now it's time to level up, right? It's time to grow, it's time to get better, but we're like, okay, everything's coming at fast. I just need things to be slow, but there's something inside of you like, no, like you need to step it up. But you're like, how do I do that? Right. So I want to give you these 3 tips and mindset switches that I really want you to absorb. Okay. I really want you to receive this because some things, it may not necessarily hit you right away, but I wanted to challenge you in a good way because it's going to, like I said, help you elevate your mindset in working through that renewal right? Renewal of your mind so that way you can grow and become and be who you were always meant to be and who you always are. But because of all the difficulties and all of the challenges we're going through, we're not allowing ourselves to be able to be who we're supposed to be. So, these three things that I want to share with you guys today, grab your planner, grab your journal, and write these things down. And I want you to meditate on these or ponder these. So, the first thing that I want to share with you today is one, stop getting lost looking to everyone and everything else to make this process easier for you. That one right there, that was something that I really got hit with because that's something that I have a habit of doing whenever things get difficult, especially when it's something I really do not feel like doing it, right? I want to find any and every which way to get out of doing what I have to do, right? And that is natural. That is a part of being human. That is a part of growth. And that is a part of overcoming that none of us really like to do. And it's an automatic response. It's anytime somebody tells you, no, you need to do this and you know you need to do it, but you don't feel like doing it, you're going to find any and every single which way to get out of it, right? And that is okay. But then there's going to be that time to where you're going to finally realize, look, it's not out there. That answer is nowhere near out there. You know the answer. You know what you got to do. You just don't want to do it. And so now you have to work very, very diligently to reframe your mindset on getting over the fact that you don't want to do what you know you've got to do in order to get to what you want, right? It's difficult. It's frustrating, but through reframing your mindset about the process and how difficult this is going to be, reframe your mindset into thinking like, okay, how can I make this process more fun and more appealing, right? And this is why I really love using planners and journals and using stickers and color pens and all of the things to have fun with helping me process some emotions in some difficult times, because it's not necessarily fun to have to plan all of the things for my kids, having to plan all the things that I need to do for my business and all of the things. The lists never end. The work never ends, right? And sometimes so it gets very frustrating. And so finding a way to make it a fun and enjoyable process, you're going to be willing and more able to sustain your energy in consistency in enjoying the process of growth, okay? And so the next thing I want to share with you guys is this. And really quickly, hi, Vanita. Love seeing you on. You're like always on connected with me, girl. Love it. Love it. And as you guys are hopping, I don't even think I mentioned this, but as you guys are hopping on, let me know where you're at in the world and let me know how you're feeling today in the comments. And if anything I am sharing with you guys is hitting, let me know so that way I can give you guys a shout out and then also give you some extra encouragement if that's what you're needing today, because I'm telling you, I'm change is not necessarily fun, but it can be, right? It can be. So now let's go into the second tip, okay? The second one is let go of the fear of losing control. I don't know about y'all, but your girl over here is a little bit of a control freak, just a little bit, just a little bit. I like things to be very organized. I like things to be neat, and I like things to be consistent on time. Even though I have a I have a habit that I'm working on breaking of being late, right? Like, hey, not making up an excuse, but you try lugging around 4 kids and staying on time all the time, okay? Just saying. But learning how to let go of this idea and this fear of having to always be in control is a process as well. But that also stems from this fear of not being perfect, right? And when you think about it, the strive to be perfect is impossible because we're human. We have the ups and the downs. We forget to make appointments. We forget to brush our kids' teeth. We forget to show up on time, to wake up, to get our workouts in. We are prone to mistakes, and that is okay. And sometimes being so caught up in the fear of what if I miss this? What if I miss that? Because you're so focused on all of the things that you're just trying to control and keep within your grasp, that's going to hold you back from being able to see possibilities and also see opportunities for you where you can overcome some things and get better at them. And so you have to allow yourself to let go of this false belief of being in control, because in all honesty, we're not in control of anything, right? None of it. We are not in control of a single thing. Any and everything can just fall apart at any given moment. And we can definitely fall trapped into being stuck in fear based. But when you let that go and just say, you know what, I know I'm not in control of everything and everyone else around me. I'm only in control of what I choose to interact with, how I choose to engage with what's happening to me, and how I choose to respond or not respond, right? Engage, same thing. But still, like when we work on letting go of that fear of being able to control everyone and everything else, and just focus on, I have full control over me, myself, and I, right? And that is it. That is the only thing God has given me full control of, is how I handle myself and what I need to do. That is when you can be like, all right, yes, I might have missed my workout this morning because I didn't wake up at 3 a.m., right? However, I have another window of time later on this afternoon. Is not necessarily ideal, but I can still make it happen during that time and it might work better. Let me let that go and let me try this out, right? You never know what that release of control and that need or that feeling of needing to be perfect all the time, how much that's going to free you. Okay, you just never know. So let go of that fear of losing control and see what might happen. You never know. All right, now number 3, the third thing is, I want to encourage you to trust yourself enough to commit to the journey. All right, and sometimes commitment is a lot scarier than trying. Well, not even sometimes, it is. And that's why a lot of times we'll say, well, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do that. Well, I tried to do this. So that means that you fully did not commit and say that you did something. A lot of times when we say, I am going to try to do something, it's because we really don't fully believe that we're going to be able to do it. And so instead of just saying, no, I'm going to do it and make it happen, instead, we say, I'll try to do it. And so that way we can let ourselves off the hook in case it didn't happen, because deep down we kind of knew it wasn't going to work out. But that is you're already setting yourself up for fail. But if you renew your mindset and say, I'm going to commit to doing it, it's not going to be perfect and I may not be able to get it all done. Give yourself that flexibility, because especially one thing that I recognize in a lot of different self-help books and stuff, and sometimes listening to a lot of motivational speakers, there is a very big difference between what us moms and mompreneurs have to go through compared to someone else who is not a mompreneur, or a man who is an entrepreneur and doesn't have to worry about taking care of the kids and being the full-time caregiver, working a full-time job and all of those things, right? Like, they have someone who is able to help them a lot, and they have a lot of support. But for us mompreneurs who are the primary caregivers for our family, we have to learn how to extend ourselves an extreme amount of grace, but still also trust ourselves enough to fully commit. And that is very difficult when you have no control over your kids and how life is going to happen, or when you need to just drop and go, because your responsibility is not just to your business. Your responsibility first and foremost is to your family. So I completely understand why there is so much fear and insecurity on being able to trust yourself enough to commit to something, especially when our sole natural focus as moms is to put our families first. We do that so much to the detriment of ourselves. And in the end, we end up settling for a half-lived life, justifying it for the fact that, well, I did it for my family. I have fallen to that trap so many times. And every single time, my soul is bothered because I know deep down that I am not fully living up to my potential because I'm allowing myself to shrink instead of embracing this, all of these changes and all of these things happening as opportunities for me to grow and develop. And I'm holding on to that insecurity and that fear. So, learning how to let go of those things and trust yourself enough and trust in the true you, that spiritual you who is whole, does not fear, does not allow insecurities and last minute things to overwhelm her and all that. Like it takes some time to really heal some of the things that you've gone through to reconnect back with that. So I want to encourage you to trust yourself enough to commit to that journey of healing, so that way you can be who you were always meant to be. And that's going to require you to grow, and that's going to require you to, like we've already talked about, let go of some of those fears of control, letting go of looking for that person's way of doing this person's way of doing that, and trying to find all of these systems and things that are helpful. Definitely, we want to reference all of these things, but only you are living your life. You have to trust yourself enough to do what is necessary to commit to the process of change, to commit to the process of growth, and also commit to the journey of self discovery, so that way you can learn what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, how you can overcome this. What are some things that you got to get over? All right, that's all a part of embracing change, because we have to let go of who we have always been, so that way we can become who we were meant to be. Okay, so I hope that this word that I shared with you guys today was really, really encouraging, and I want to leave you with this journaling prompt for today. What lies are holding me back from truly committing to make the changes necessary to achieve the lifestyle that I want? Right. And now I'll leave that up so you guys can write that down just in case. But I really want to encourage you to take 5 to 10 minutes, throw on some relaxing music, maybe after the kids go to bed, or during your lunch break, pop your headphones in. Look, I got mine right here. Pop your headphones in, take 15 minutes, set that timer on your 15-minute lunch break if you're in between your job right now, or if you're on a car ride, whatever you got to do. But really allow yourself, well, actually, you're not going to journal right while you write. Please don't do that. Do not even make it to where I co-signed permission for you to do that. I revoke that. That did not happen. But really plan 5 to 10 minutes. It really doesn't take a lot of time to journal. It just depends on how you are. If you are a writer, especially when you're in that spiritual flow of being able to freely just write and let everything out, you might be in that because you've had so much going on and you haven't had enough time to reconnect with yourself to really say, well, how am I feeling? Really, what is me, the real me, going through right now, and what does she want? So however long that you want to set, but minimum, give yourself 5 to 10 minutes and really ask yourself and journal this out. What lies are holding me back from truly committing to make the changes necessary to achieve the lifestyle that I want? And I want you to live freely in that. Again, this is one great thing about journaling, is that whenever you are, wrong thing. Whenever you're journaling, this is your private secret place. And actually, I'll show you guys mine. Oh, wrong place. As you guys know, I love all the planners and journals, but this is my devotional journal that I love using for different, whenever I'm doing my devotionals and just breaking down scriptures. And I love that process because you can get a deeper connection and understanding of what is really going on with you and how you can really overcome some of those limiting beliefs. And there's no one else that is more unique and more beautiful than who you truly are meant to be. And you are the only person who is able to discover that. So I really want to encourage you, take today's Bible verse, like I said, which is Romans 12:2. Take these 3 different tips that I've shared and this journaling prompt. I love you too. You got some chips? Yeah. See, embracing change. It's breakfast time, 8:30 in the morning, and my child wants to eat some potato chips. Embracing it, right? But yeah, take this Bible verse with you, take these 3 tips, and also take today's journaling prompt and really dive deep into really allowing yourself that space and that grace that you need to reconnect with who you have always meant to be, and allow her to guide your steps and to allow her to tell you, no, we got some work to do, because we got a purpose to meet, we got goals to meet, right? Like, we got some things to do. And allow her to sometimes get into you and be like, no, this is not working, you need to make some changes, and have that tough love. And sometimes it's tough love and sometimes it's self-love. So definitely, I thank you guys again for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. And let me know if you guys really enjoyed this, where I share a Bible verse with you, some action steps, as well as a journaling prompt in the form of, like, in a sense, like a digital devotional. And let me know how you guys really enjoy this, and if this is something that you guys would like for me to keep up with, showing up in the content, so that way I know what's going on. And also let me know, from what I've shared with you guys today, was the most valuable, that really resonated with you, and that way it can give you some more love and encouragement. All right. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me live. And if you guys are catching this on the replay, make sure you post #replay in the comments below, and that way I can connect with you guys all later. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.